In 1981, on behalf of the International Canoe Federation, Great Britain hosted 3 World Canoe Championships, the river racing and slalom events being held at Bala in North Wales. The Llyn Celyn Dam at the head of the river overlooks the start site for the wild water races. Inevitably, many last-minute preparations are in progress as the opening ceremony draws closer.
Yeah, they're in the car. Yeah.
Organising the 10 days at Bala was a tremendous task to undertake, particularly as Britain has never before hosted a wild water and slalom world championship. The site required many improvements to bring it up to an international standard. Judges' platforms, start and finishing areas, and spectator facilities were planned and built by volunteers. Many hours of hard work were put in by members of the local community, working together with the British Canoe Union and other organisations. The critical timing equipment was installed and tested, then linked from start to finish to ensure the absolute accuracy required for World Championship competition. More helpers changed the shape of riverbanks to improve viewing and access. In places, the riverbed itself was altered to improve the course. Work involving the shifting of hundreds of tons of earth and rocks. The River Tryweryn is undoubtedly Britain's greatest slalom and wild water racing asset. From the powerhouse underneath the Llyn Celyn Dam, the Welsh Water Authority control the river's flow and the vast volume of water stored above it. The rate of flow is constantly monitored, so every competitor has the same amount of water carrying him down the river. The release gives an exciting 5.5 miles of rapids, ideal for wild water racing. Canoeists have been well served by the Welsh Water Authority, who release the water several times a year for canoeing events. At all competitions at this level, there are stringent regulations governing the dimensions and buoyancy of the boats. Buoyancy aids, too, are checked. In wild water racing, there are minimum width and maximum length requirements. In slalom, boats must conform to a minimum width and length. Obviously, competitors are striving to attain the maximum efficiency regarding weight and performance. The boats themselves represent amazing achievements in canoe design. Today, a boat weighing as little as 10 pounds can support a paddler in competition. Buoyancy aids, which must support 6 kilograms of iron or lead when immersed, are constantly being refined and made smaller, while still complying with the rules. The opening ceremony. The dignitaries and the competitors from 21 nations joined together with organisers, officials and volunteers who have worked for so long to make the event possible. Stan Cooper, given leave from the army to work as the director of Bala Canoe 81, sums up everyone's feelings.
I was only thinking the other day that it's very difficult to come to terms with the fact that now, having spent the 2 years organising it, that it's actually here. Because there were times, I must admit, when one felt that we'd never ever get it all together.
In its beautiful setting, the holiday town of Bala is ready to host the first 2 disciplines of the Triple World Championships. The meeting is officially underway. The Sports Council of Great Britain, who have contributed £300,000, and the British Canoe Union welcome the International Canoe Federation's newly elected president, Sergio Orsi, to witness proceedings. The first day's competition begins at the wild water race start under the dam. The initial batch of 45 paddlers are to set off at 1-minute intervals against the clock.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
A photoelectric beam is broken by the bow of the boat and the clock starts.
15 seconds.
Although these competitors are in the lowest seeded group, concentration is total, the culmination of 2 years' training and effort. Number 7, Yugoslavia's Trake Angelovski nervously awaits the count.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
This course at Bala immediately puts the paddlers under pressure. 10 seconds of flat water with every second counted. After this flat-out sprint, there is a 3-foot drop straight down into fast-flowing rapids. A tunnel under an access road is the next feature of the course. This access road is a typical example of the work carried out by the Welsh Water Authority in order to improve the course. Competitors sweep around a gentle bend, and then the course straightens out, approaching the fish grill, which heralds the start of a really tricky section known as the graveyard. The grill itself was to claim victims before the end of the day. The aptly named graveyard section is an extremely technical stretch of water, and these early starters have to pick their way down slowly and carefully to avoid the dangers. Because of inaccessibility, few spectators watch from the tree-lined banks. Britain's Bob Campbell crashes down the weir. Silver medalist in 1979, he is obviously anxious to win the gold this time. In the end, he was only to finish 13th overall, a bitter disappointment and a measure of the fierceness of the competition. The tremendous pressures of being expected to do so well surely contributed to his lack of form. Jerome Truran, however, did well to finish 12th, 10 seconds up on Campbell. In recognition of his achievement, he was picked to race for Great Britain in the team event the following day, an honour he narrowly missed out on 2 years previously in Canada. Another Briton, Dave Taylor, made no secret of his liking for the River Tryweryn by winning the pre-championship event in 1980 by the tremendous margin of 20 seconds. Unfortunately, he was unable to repeat this form, finishing in 9th position, 39 seconds down on the winner. Jeremy Hibble, the most successful of our men's K1 squad, finished 4th. His fast revving style, a characteristic of small paddlers, is well suited to this river. More able to change direction and react quickly than a bigger man taking larger strokes, Jeremy beat his own personal best time by 10 seconds. Despite this, he was still 20 seconds behind the winner. Belgian Jean-Pierre Bernet has won 4 world titles since his World Championship debut in 1965. He is a living legend among the canoeing fraternity. Unable to get amongst the medals this year, 7th place was all he could manage. Konrad Hollerith, the West German champion. She won a team gold medal in Canada in 1979, but can only race to 5th place in this year's individual event. This is Bernard Morin, who finished 3rd, a member of the French team who were the surprise packet of the competition. Away from the start comes Marco Provide, one of the best Italian paddlers for some time. He is seen here on both his first and second runs, battling to 2nd place on the day, fulfilling a potential spotted by many in Canada 2 years previously. However, his excellent time of 26 minutes, 27 seconds was not enough to beat this man, Claude Benezit of France. Smashing the course record on the way, he raced to his first gold medal. The next race on the river is the men's C2 event. In this class, the boats are paddled from a kneeling position with single blades. 39 pairs of paddlers are listed in the program. Weiss and Probst of Switzerland put in a strong challenge for a medal position, but narrowly missed out, eventually finishing 4th. The River Troerin proved particularly difficult to negotiate in a C2. Constantly maneuvering around rocks and obstacles, the paddler's style and rhythm is continually being interrupted. The French team made light work of these difficulties, finishing 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 5th. Here are Doux and Brunichon, gold medalists in 1979, this time beaten by this pair, Jean-Jacques Hain and Daniel Jacquet, the 1981 champions of the world. Many thought the British would have a distinct advantage on their home river. But look at the timing and fluency of the Frenchmen. Faster than a third of the K1 entries on the day. Following the C2s, the ladies' K1 competitors paddle the same course as the men, one of their longest races for many years. The paddlers from Australia have made one of the longest trips to compete here. Elizabeth Blencow finished 4th in this event and competed in all 3 disciplines of Canoe 81. So much was expected of Britain's Sue Hornby after a strong 5th place in the pre-Worlds here in 1980. In the event, Sue had to settle for 8th place, with Belgian, Swiss, West German and Australian paddlers between her and the medals. Plant, another British girl, became our only individual medal winner of the day, picking up the bronze medal with a time of 29 minutes, 26.22 seconds. A well-deserved result, and recognition of many years devoted to the sport. Griselda Grothaus of West Germany, a legend in ladies kayak racing. She races to the silver, repeating her performance of 1979. In 10 years of championship racing, she has won 6 individual and team gold medals and an Olympic silver in slalom for good measure. Finally, the ladies' K1 champion for the 2nd time in succession, Dominique Gardet of France. 28 minutes, 58.82 seconds was her winning time. 2 seconds up on Groothuis. A great race won by a great river racer. The men's C1. Martin Hedges, Britain's best hope in this class, was forced down to 8th place by the foreign challenge, especially from the French, who dominated the medal positions, taking gold and silver. It was another disappointment for the home team, but with his slalom event still to come, Martin was still in with a chance of a medal. Bala Mill is the sting in the tail of this course. The C1s particularly have to improvise their paddling to cope with the situation, with such a difficult drop to deal with. John Butler of the United States took the bronze medal, and here Frenchman Luc Verger, who was world champion in 1979, is seen on his way to the silver this year. A determined effort put him 16 seconds up on the third-placed man, but Verger was forced to relinquish his title to Gilles Zoch, fellow countryman, teammate and great rival. Gilles Zoch, 22 seconds ahead of the rest, at last wins a coveted World Championship gold medal. In 1977, he missed out by only 0.02 of a second. In 1979, he was beaten by Luc Verger, but here at Canoe 81 in Bala, he is the champion of the world. Saturday. An improvement in the weather brings out the crowds for the team events. All week attendances have suffered due to torrential rain, but now some money is rolling in to the relief of the organisers. The K1s. And first down the river, the Czech team, finishing 6th. Italy, the winners here at Bala in the pre-World Championships of 1980, on their way to 5th place with the same team. The reigning champions West Germany take the bronze this time. The British squad, Taylor, Hibble and Truran, silver medalists. The event was won by the French team, boosting their medals total to 12 and bringing to an end the wild water racing disciplines of Canoe 81. Britain managed only a silver and a bronze, but all paddlers put in faster times than ever before on this course, a measure of the competition. As well as gaining a dubious reputation for being the event's expert late-night boat repairers, the Japanese team impressed everyone with their enthusiasm, sharing in the honor of competing in Canoe 81. In 1983, Merano in Italy will play host to these championships. But here in Bala, thanks to the faith of the Sports Council, the British Canoe Union, with the help of many voluntary organisations, can now boast of having created a venue of truly international standard.